Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna be working on this 2011 RXT with 700 arrows. $773 arrows on it. That is a lot of arrows, man. Let me tell you. Wow. So the story on this jet ski is around 5 hours ago. It had an issue with a valve. So they took off the head, replaced the valves, put everything back on it, and rode it for about 5 hours, and a noise started coming up, and the noise got louder and louder until he shut it off. And he called me and said, hey, has a noise, can you figure out what's wrong with it? So of course the battery's dead. Let's check out the IBR. Oh, nice. Suppose it still works. Look at that. Ooh, I don't want to go. I don't even want to touch it. Cool. So let's see what we got in here. Actually, it's not too bad. Most of the paint's still on it. And this jet ski is from Florida. Gets a lot of salt water, but this guy really knows how to take care of his stuff. He has many other jet skis and they're all in top shape. So he wants to get 1,000 hours out of this motor, out of the whole jet ski. So just, you know, do the minimum maintenance. I mean, do the maintenance, but he don't want to put any more than that. He wants to keep going with the same, everything the same, unless it breaks, you know. So far, the only thing that they redid was the head, the valves on the head, and a valve job. Still the original head, everything is original on it. Pretty much stock. Let's take the valve cover off and see. I have a feeling you have to not complicate yourself. If the jet ski was fine and all they did was take off the head, then maybe the problem is on the head. His body did the work, and he say maybe he forgot. He's a little older. Maybe he forgot to do the cam gear bolts. It makes sense. Hey, you don't have to be old to forget stuff. Look at me. I get so many phone calls during the day. I'm working on something. I gotta stop and deal with the phone calls, emails, and then I gotta go back and say, what was I doing? And I got it. So I understand forgetting stuff. So what I do is I check everything 3 times. 3 times. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. Even when I think I'm done, I say, okay, Ernesto, what did you do today? Let's see, and I'll go back and see everything else that I did, and I recheck everything. And that's how I don't make mistakes. You know, once in a while you make a little mistake, but that's okay. All right, so take the valve cover off, take this guy off, and see what we find. All right, surprise. Take off the valve cover, and yep. Cam gear is completely loose. Oh boy, that could be a very simple job, or it can be a very, very complicated job. Now I have to take the whole motor apart. We gotta see what happened to the bolts, if they just got loose or they dropped to the bottom of the case, and then we are in trouble. Let's take this guy off, the breather, and carefully see if we can see and count all 3 bolts. Obviously, we have a problem. We'll take this very carefully. We'll stick our finger in here. I got my 2 magnets in here ready to go. Whatever you do, you don't want to drop this. So you stick your finger in there as hard as you can. Now, let's see what we got. I see them. They're in there. Ha! Let's see if we can fish them out. Oh, they broke. Look at that. They actually broke. All right, well, we got two. Like I told you guys, if we can get all three of them and all the pieces now. Now we need to find this piece, which I think the rest of the bolt is gonna be on the cam. So we have to find all the pieces and put it together outside, and then we're safe to run the motor. If we're missing a piece, then we have to take the motor apart. There is no bolt. Oh, I feel the other one. There we go. All right. So they actually broke. So now we're gonna take the tensioner off. I think I can do it through here, or I have to take the, actually I'm gonna take the throttle body off so I can get to the tensioner, take the tensioner, take the tension off the timing change.
It's not a change, it's a change.
It's a change?
It's a change.
It's a change.
It's not a change, it's a change.
It's a change.
Change.
A change. And get the sprocket out, get the cam out, then we go from there. And let's see what happens. From what we can see, they are all there. So I gotta take the cam out and see if I can take those pieces off. If not, then we just put another used cam on it. That's what we got now. This is very important. The motor's not on timing, of course, because everything is messed up. So this broke. That means the motor must have shut off. So he probably got bent valves again, because obviously the cam gear was not working. It snapped all the bolts. We have to check and see if he has valves that are broken or bent. Before I take the rockers off, I need to put the cam on timing. I need to turn it so everything comes out nice and easy. So I'm gonna turn the cam in here until I get it where I can lock it with a locking tool, and then I can take the rockers off. All right guys, so I took the rockers off right there, took the cam off, and of course we have all the bolts still in there. So now I gotta take those bolts out. Usually they come out really easy, so we'll see. Oh yeah, see, this one is already oh yeah, they're nice and loose. Let me see the last one. Yeah, they're all loose. So that's usually what happens with the flywheel too. When you break the bolts, they usually come out nice and easy because there was vibration in there. I have a feeling this jet ski they were left loose. I think that's what happened. And just like that, they're out. And as you guys can see, the threads are good. So that means these threads are good. I can physically see that they're good. You have to check all this. So we're done with this. We can put this back on. But now what we gotta do is we have to check and see if there's any valves leaking. So I'm gonna put air on the cylinders, and of course when you do this, the motor's gonna rotate, so you have to hold the chain like this. A chain. Because if you don't and you leave the chain down there, it's gonna get caught, and once it gets caught, you ruin the chain and it won't come off. And then you have to take the whole motor apart and replace the timing chain, because it will get stuck in there. I know, because already a customer did, and they brought me the jet ski a few years ago, and I learned never do that. So, and it's common sense, but sometimes you forget, and most of the time I just throw the timing change a chain all the way to the bottom of the engine, and I don't worry about it. But if you're gonna rotate the engine, definitely you gotta do this. All right, so I went to put air in the motor and it didn't really move. I think the motor's locked. So I took the valve, I took the oil filter off, and I looked in here, and there's little pieces of bronze and aluminum. Now I looked over here, and you see how much aluminum and a little bit of bronze. Now, it's okay, you know, to have a little bit of aluminum. It's okay. I mean, yes, there is wear, but the motor is probably fine. Now, when you have bronze, like this guy, when you open it up like this, you open it up like this, and you see little pieces of bronze, that's bearing. So I'm bearing every single one. There's little pieces of bronze in there. That is not good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the motor out. So that's our next step, and take it apart and see what happened.
3 days later.
All right, so we're back working on this baby. The motor's locked, so we gotta take the motor out. This is gonna be fun because this jet ski is a 2011 and it has almost 800 hours. So I already started taking a lot of the stuff off, and this thing broke right here, and most of the screws are already went through and they're held up by silicone. So we have to take this guy. This is going to be a lot of fun. So wish me good luck. So once in a while you get a visit from one of your old friends, and this is George.
Hello.
George and I, we known each other. How long, George? Oh, Jesus. 20 something years. George was one of those friends when I was racing cars and stuff. I met him and then he disappeared. Oh, I disappeared. And then we just, because of the jet ski stuff, we just saw each other again. Yeah, oh, you saw my video.
Oh man, this guy looks familiar.
So George comes and hang out and helps me a lot of times, and today I give him the tax of taking the silicone off a plate, of a right plate. You like that? You're very comical. So we just have fun over here, George and I. So George, you ready to take out this motor?
Let's do it.
And yeah, and let's see what makes it tick. All right, so motor's locked. The first thing I did was I took out the supercharger to see if there was a problem with the supercharger. Oh, obviously it's good. So now I'm gonna take the pump out and see if there's a problem with the pump. You gotta go in steps. You can't assume the worst. I did took out the spark plugs and they're good. So it's not a total loss on the motor if it's locked. I don't know that. So the next thing is gonna be the pump. We'll check it out and see if the problem is there and it's locked or whatever. So we'll see. See what happened. George is gonna be my light man. So you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right, so this is a 2011 RXT. Now this jet ski is a little different. If you see, the side fins are on the bottom and they come out of here, and it has 3 bolts. And then the pump is actually on the right plate. There's a bolt here. There's one back there somewhere. There's one here and one back there somewhere. I think it's back there. So I see, I don't know what I see. I see something in there. We'll see. Hopefully the problem is in the pump and it's not the motor. So let's start taking stuff apart, George.
Let's do it. Oh, one black.
You This is one weird looking pump. It looks like an alien from a movie. Look at this thing. He wants to crawl away. Wants to go. Just walk away. All right, so yeah, the pump is good. A little beat up, but it's perfect. So stainless steel wearing. All right, so it's not that. Oh, it's definitely the motor. Oh boy. So yeah, this is just a weird. I mean, thank God they only made it one year, I believe, or 2 years. I think they made it in 2010 and 11. All right, we're done with this. Now we gotta get the shaft out and get the motor out. All right, guys, so we took the dry shaft off, and that's about it for this episode. I will make a second episode on the 700R RXT, and let's see what happened to the motor, and follow it all the way until we get it running and we go to the lake and test it out and see how fast it will go with a brand new stock motor rebuild. I'll see you guys on the next episode.